What's up, friends? Coming at you live from my beautiful living room. Let's do 5 yoga poses to help open up your hips. Insides, front sides, outsides, back sides. So I got some yoga blocks that I'm gonna do for the first pose. First, we're gonna start with lunge, nice and easy. Little lizard lunge, take your time. Nice to do this pose early in the morning. I like to do it first thing when I kind of wake up. Just get this nice stretch in the front side of my leg. So you're gonna bring right knee over right ankle, take the left leg back behind you, put it onto the mat, blocks are there for some support. It's a nice front side of the hip stretch, you're getting into the quadricep, and just kind of settling into this nice deep stretch. Feels really good. I enjoy it a lot. Of course, what we do on one side, we do on the other. 5 yoga poses to help open up the hips, loosen you up, get you rolling. This is number 1. We'll roll it onto the other side. Left knee over left ankle. Nice, find this nice contour with the leg. Just breathing right here, right? So it's all about the breathing, right? We just send the breath into the area of our body we feel it the most. Right here, right now, we're breathing into the front side of the right hip. Nice and easy on the inhale. Nice and easy on the exhale. Nice. So you can do that on each side for a minute or so, however long, whatever feels best for you. So that's what I like to do for the front sides. I also like to do virasana for the front side sometimes, so we'll demonstrate that one since we're here. So another pose for the front sides I like to do is a hero's pose. So if you were just coming to seated, you can just kind of sit there on the ankles. If it's not comfortable for the ankles, you can put some weight into the hands. And then I already have it going on right here, right? So if you're flexible, maybe you're not feeling so much there in the front side of the quadriceps of the hips, the hip flexors, but maybe if you take your feet out and you do reclining virasana, supta virasana, you can take yourself down. Nice, that definitely intensifies the stretch. I get it into my ankles, into my knees, and then it's there. And then of course you can go back to your elbows, you can go all the way to the top of your head, you can go all the way back depending on your level of flexibility and where you can go for the pose. We're looking for this nice stretch in the front side of the leg. So that feels really good for me right there. So those 2 poses I really enjoy doing for the front side. So the lunge, I like to do the reclining hero's pose and the hero's pose. And then for the insides, I love butterfly pose. So a little Baddha Konasana, taking the soles of the feet together and letting the knees drape down towards the surface. You can take your hands around the feet, allow yourself to feel nice and long in your spine, and then just kind of like melting in a little bit, if that feels appropriate for you. The blocks are there for support too. Like if it's too much to do that, you can always just like slide a block underneath there on either side or both sides, obviously, and just kind of hang out. It makes it a little bit more restorative, sometimes more tolerable if you're in it for a long time. So it just kind of depends on where you are at for your practice. So that's an option too. So that's butterfly pose. That's for the inside, the inner groin, loosening up here, the adductor muscles as well. When I get into the outsides, my favorite pose in this moment that I've been working on a lot and doing a lot is shoelace pose. So you're gonna bring the right leg on the bottom. Make sure your glutes are there on your mat. You're gonna bring the left leg over the top. And you're just gonna work to kind of stack the knees over one another. Now, if it doesn't feel good for your knees to sit like this, the bottom leg, you can just modify it and keep it nice and straight, keeping the left leg bent over the top. Changes the stretch a little bit, but it's all good. You're doing what feels comfortable for you. That's always the major key, is doing what's appropriate for you, just coming into these poses at an appropriate depth for you. So in shoelace pose, we find ourselves just here. Maybe you can take your hands to the feet. If there's another variation with your arms, cow facing arms, taking eagle arms, plenty of variations. I like to just chin to chest, roll it in. Simple and easy, because I really enjoy doing the hip opening poses in the morning time. So I'm not trying to get too fancy in the morning. I'm just trying to wake up, feel good, get a little loose through the hips to the legs, get some fluid moving on the way. What we do on one side, we do it on the other. So we'll switch the legs up, easy. Left on the bottom, right over the top, stacking the legs, find ourselves seated, nice, tall spine, chin to chest, roll it in. So if you got super tight hips, maybe your leg is like all the way up here, whatever. you're super flexible, maybe your knees are right on top of one another and everything's relaxed and you're folding all the way your forehead down, cool. You know, it's all good wherever you are. The yoga is meeting you where you are right now. So I got this nice big stretch happening right here in the front side, or the outside of my right hip, right? So we got the outsides going on in shoelace pose. And then now, last but not least, we got to get into the back sides. Favorite pose for that is Pigeon Pose. I'm going to do it with the right leg forward first. Again, you can use a block or a prop to stick underneath the glute there if you're super tight through the hip. So starting with your hands, feel your hands just kind of pressing into the earth. Let the left hip roll down. So my right leg is forward. Right, I'm letting the left hip roll down. If you got a knee thing, you can always do Pigeon Pose on your back like a little figure 4. But for today's practice, we're doing it from here. You know, this block is a little high for me, I don't need it, but if you did, you would slide it underneath the glute or maybe underneath the hamstring, just kind of wherever you feel the need for support so that you can find some sort of level of comfort in the pose. Now, we'll take down the forearms, going into like sleeping pigeon, forearms down. You can extend the arms all the way out to bring the forehead down. And you can always do like a twist from there. But again, keeping it basic for me for the morning time, just a gentle little stretch. Feeling really good about that. And then what we do on one side, we take it to the other. It's just, you know, easy. You can take it in down dog and like walk it out. Just switch it to the other side. You know, it's just 5 yoga poses. Open up the hips to get you going, to get you flowing, feeling good. So this side, definitely different than the other one, right? So this time, on this side, I definitely, I use the block for support sometimes, especially in the morning, because I have tweaked my hamstring in this pose by not being mindful. Like just going too hard, too far, too deep, too fast. You know, so finding a little bit of support. My left hip is tighter, and then coming on down. And that feels really good right there. The breath is the key. You allow it to flow in, let it flow out. Nice. Take that block out of there if you got it. Swing it around. There you go. You got 5 yoga poses just like that that you can do. What is that? Maybe 5 minutes? You know, you can take it as long as you want. I mean, you can make that sequence of poses 20 minutes, you know, or longer if you really wanted to. But finding the time, making the time for 5 poses to open up the hips. Remember, it's lunge, hero's pose, and we take it into butterfly pose, take it into shoelace pose, finishing with pigeon pose, feeling wonderful. So I hope those 5 tips help you out. Let us know in the comments below. Click it, type it, leave an emoji, do something. Peace.